My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Hearthstone. I'm just going to be going into hang on. There's a new solo adventure? Well, I guess we're not going to be doing rank today.
Madness. Murlocs.
Forever.
Rafam has unleashed the plagues of Uldum, and only we can stop him. Explorers to me.
So I did record the prologue for this that was a tavern brawl a couple of weeks ago. But I straight up accidentally deleted the file. Instead of dragging it to upload, I dragged it to the recycling bin, emptied it, and then went, okay, that should upload. Like blue screen sound, and my brain just went, wait, hang on. So we're going to be starting here in the actual Tombs of Terror rather than with the prologue.
I've collated eyewitness reports to triangulate the origin of the plagues. We'll tackle each one at its source.
Excelente.
This city was missing for generations. Imagine the loot.
Alright, so in the first playthrough, we won't be using anomaly mode, but it does look like there's new anomalous effects. At the start of each turn, deal 1 damage to all minions. Neat. So the twist is Murlocs everywhere. Also, the first chapter is free. I do have all of the other ones pre-purchased, though. Yeah. Oh. Although, apparently, I'm going to have to unlock them in turn. Neat.
A plague of Murlocs are pouring forth from this ruined city. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Okay, so the mechanics of this, if you're unfamiliar, it's similar to Dungeon Run before, Dungeon Run, Monster Hunt, and Dalaran Heist beforehand. In that this is a mode, a single-player mode in Hearthstone, where you play through set enemies that have very specific techniques and strategies that they employ. God, that sounds like weasel words, but they're flavorful kind of mechanics. And in between those fights, you adapt and build your deck. So it's kind of a deck building roguelike, if you want to think about it like that. And that's, of course, the way I want to think about it. Also, specifically the mechanic for Uldum, or Tombs of Terror here, is that the bosses are plagues that have a ridiculous amount of HP, and that your damage persists between attempts. I'm going to try and just dunk the enemy in a single run. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll give it a good go. And we get packs for doing it. Lovely.
We've all trained for this. The four of us are more powerful and flexible than ever before.
So the reference that she's making there about power and flexibility is that
I'm going in.
the character's multi-class here. So that does look like one of the classes is not going to be represented because obviously there are 9. But each of the characters is going to multi-class, so you get access to rogue and mage stuff when playing Reno Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. The dashing treasure hunter is now dabbling in magic.
Sir Finley, hand me my whip. This is my chance to stock up on treasures.
Okay, so at the start, we also get to choose one signature treasure. We'll have a look at each of these. The Gatling Wand is 5, deals 3 damage split among all enemies, and it improves for each spell you've cast this game. Neat. There's Lay Flame Paw, a 2/6/2 for minion. A 2 mana 2/6 minion. After you cast a spell, cast it again on the same target, and their unlock conditions are below as well. Neat. Junior Tomb Diver, Battlecry. If you played 6 secrets this game, your your hero power becomes discover a treasure. That's going to be really interesting. Reno's Magical Torch, deal 4 damage, combo. Shuffle a copy of this card into your deck that deals 2 more damage, rather. Reno's Crafty Lasso. After your hero attacks, steal a card from your opponent's hand. That's pretty dang powerful. And Reno's Lucky Hat. Give a minion +2/+2 and spell damage +2. That's the one we gotta go with.
Practice, I'll be able to surprise them with some sweet new moves.
Yeah, but only after a little bit of practice. Okay, so we start with Amateur Mage. It's a hero power that deals 1 damage, but if you combo, that is to say you played a card before in the turn, deals 2. Relicologist unlocks after 30 combo effects. So I wonder if that counts our hero power. I have to imagine it would. And Arcane Craftiness after damage with spells. Relicologist is the next spell this turn, has +2 damage on spell damage, rather. And Arcane Craftiness fires 2 missiles that deal 1 damage each. If any minion dies, repeat this. Ooh, so it does seem like they gradually do get more powerful. rather than just being true alternatives.
Starting equipment. I'll scavenge more gear in the desert.
Being able to choose a very, very specific deck build around powerful treasure at the start, as well as having a twist, as well as having your own choice of starting deck, as well as choosing your hero power, means that there's going to be a lot of replayability in this mode. Let's actually have a look at these other decks as well. So this is... yeah, this is like a Rushdown Rogue. Yeah. Uses spells to buff its own minions. This deck has a less concrete theme. I think the closest theme that it really has is secrets. This is the one that we're going to have to be going with. This is a spell deck. This is just, yeah, it's spells through and through. Neat. The final one is random deck, which is even more replayability.
Bad guys. We'll have to fight our way through one nasty at a time.
All right. Lieutenant Herring, give your Murlocs rush, leads the dreaded EVIL Puffer Troopers, aka the Flying Fish. Rafam has rewarded Takan by granting him control of the Plague of Flame. That might be important later, in that Takan might be the end boss.
Reno versus Lieutenant Herring.
So I don't know, a twist of Murlocs usually means that Murlocs just summon themselves over the course of a fight. I'll keep that hand. On each player's board, so Murlocs have invaded each deck. Never mind, it's Murlocs have invaded each deck, so I'm going to be drawing some Murlocs as well. It's probably Mana Addict next turn and then Sorcerer's Apprentice. So the primary reason we want to do this is because the Mana Addict will stick to the board unless the enemy has a buff for one of those. And then next turn, I can Sorcerer's Apprentice, raise a Petal, and then cast both of the raises. So that's going to be 3 spells cast on Mana Addicts. Ah, that's unfortunate. Never mind. So we don't get access to that, but I'm still going to be making the same play. We just don't get a bunch of face damage with it. Actually, I think that would have killed the enemy. Had we managed to get that off. Summon a random amount of Murlocs. That's garbage. I only want to play Cosmic Anomaly if I'm immediately going to be utilizing the spell power, so let's get a spell. Get another spell. Wow. Oh, bad spells. Oh yeah, give it a rush. Fine. I was really hoping we were just going to be ending this fight real early here. Still might. Because all I've got to do is combo next turn. The enemy's not going to have 14 damage with just 1 on board. Thing I probably had to be most scared of there was the possibility of Bloodlust, but even that's only 6 extra damage from what they have on board. So I should try and activate as many combo effects and deal as much damage with spells here as possible before we end out the fight. That. Combo. Just while we're still doing the unlocks, I'm gonna try and make sure that I, sequence my lethals so that we can get as far towards it as possible. I'm not gonna forestall fights for that reason, though.
Mine, and so is this sweet, sweet loot. Ooh, what should I take?
Okay, they're doing a lot of different treasures this time. I was very hopeful because this is obviously, this wing in particular is not a paid expansion, but broadly, Tombs of Terror is a paid expansion. You can pay with in-game gold, is my understanding, but it's 19 USD. And they hadn't charged for any previous dungeon runs or anything like that, so I was really hoping that they'd put a lot more effort into this one in terms of not reusing as many mechanics and cards from previous ones as they had previously. And I'm glad to see that seems to be the case here. Discs of Swiftness. Your opponent must pass their first 2 turns? After you play a legendary minion, summon a copy of it. I have no legendary minions. I could start drafting them off that, though. Titanic Ring. Your minions have +1 HP and taunt. I'm going to take Discs of Swiftness and try and rush my enemies down.
I've been learning a few new tricks. Magic tricks.
Frostledge Jana is a really good way to close out a fight. Ethereal Peddler. If you're holding any cards from another class, reduce their cost by 2. So, for the sake of that, will that count my class as Rogue and Mage? So it won't discount anything for me? Will it discount Mage cards? Because they're non-Rogue? Will it discount Rogue cards? Because it thinks I'm not a Rogue? I don't know. We'll be taking Cheap Shot and Sorcerer's Apprentice and Archmage Antonidas hither. We're going heavy into spells.
It's just me, or are these guys getting tougher the farther we go?
Almost like it's designed that way, bud. Almavar, the first of her name, Almavar is revered as the Waker of Flame. After you cast a spell, deal 2 damage, randomly split among all enemies. Yep, that's a Flame Waker effect right there. Or as I would call it, a Flame Walker effect, because I constantly read the card wrong. Because I'm 95% illiterate. I'm fine with that. Maybe I throw Pilfer. Because it's a random card from another class into your hand, and unless I have... oh god. That was bad. Unless I have the Matter Addict, I'm not really benefiting from it. Pass. Back to me.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Alright. And now we're all good. Oh my god. Fine.
Just like you.
Disable Portal gets a playable minion. 1/1 that summons a 1/1 ain't great. Yeah, screw it. We're going ham. I'm gonna get a Cursed Blade out here. Doubles all damage I take. So if the enemy just has a Pyroblast or some such effect, we instantly lose.
Shaping this little one.
And we have lethal. Oh my god, we have extra lethal now. Get the Wrath Totem there. Then ping, ping, Razor Pedal, swing, hit, swing. Woo! Good. Good fight. Good fight. That's kind of what I'm hoping a lot of our fights are. But the enemies, like, their HP scales as well. So it's not constantly going to be available for us. Open the Waygate. Cast 6 spells that didn't start in your deck. Now, interestingly enough, Pilfer, sometimes a spell. Cheap Shot, every Echo from Cheap Shot is a spell that didn't start in my deck. That's another spell. Razor Pedal gives me 2 more spells, that is. Spell Slinger gives me another. We could try and go for Open the Waygate here, so that we can just rush for lethal. Usually Rushdown decks and burn decks don't work, as I was trying to say beforehand, because the enemy's HP starts scaling up, and eventually in the late game, like, the enemies have 80 HP. So I have trouble focusing. But the reason it's really frustrating is because you can load enough damage into your deck and then the enemy just can't die to it. Like, you have, 78 points of direct damage in your deck and the enemy just lives. I'm hoping that's something that's not relevant in this adventure, which is why I'm trying this strat. But if it gets more and more relevant, I'm going to try and do some other stuff. Try and diversify. Having that Archmage Antonidas and the Open the Waygate are 2 ways that I'm trying to diversify, because then I can try and create like a lethal combo between them. Not an infinite, right? It'll be really hard to curate down to an infinite, but a lethal. Not that bad.
You have fancy things, fancy man. Stay out of my pockets.
Gotta throw that back because I only really care if I end up with a... Sorcerer's Apprentice for casting them. Cast that first. I just want to get a minion on board. That clever disguise. Excellent. Obviously, I'm really waiting for that first Sorcerer's Apprentice now. That's good though. That's good though. All right.
Taste the mana.
1,
Think of this
2.
like a magical main hat.
Lethal.
Power.
So the Mana Addict gets +2 attack for each spell cast this turn. But this does leave me with the ability to cast 2 spells next turn. Or 3 if I go Razor Petal, Strike, Strike. Great. I'm very glad that I put that on the Mana Addict. Otherwise, we were going to not be able to kill, right? Yeah, kill. Get topped. As in kills. As in the British and Scottish slang. Alright. Choose a treasure. Zephyrus's Lap. Start of game. Draw this. Wish for the perfect card. So start of game, draw this means that it starts in your opening hand. Like, but it's not innate. If we're talking about like Slay the Spire analogs, it gets added to your opening hand. Unless, of course, you mulligan into it. Faris's Blade, Wind Fury. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, this gains +2/+1. Neat. Ancient Reflections. Choose a minion. Fill your board with 1/1 copies of it. That's a really good way to Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'm doing that. Okay. Heroically Empowered. So this is going to be obviously related to empowering our hero power. Secrets. Don't really want to split into secrets. Honor Among Thieves. Whenever you play a card from another class, gain +1 durability. So that's going to help us kind of stabilize and gain HP with this deck. I think it's actually kind of important. Frozen Clone's probably the worst thing we got there.
A little inn. I can recruit some help here.
Okay, so here we have the first of friendly encounters where we start to get to curate our deck a little bit more. Bizarre Bob, the friendliest place that you could hope to meet in a plague-ridden desert. Apparently I can't just speak today at all. A flace? What's a flace? Wonder if it has anything to do with a big bowl of vodka. It's water, don't worry. It's just been made a joke on stream constantly that it kind of looks like you're just going straight for a deep swig right there.
Help you in these trying times.
Excellent. So recruit, choose an enemy minion, add it to your deck. Dismiss, choose a friendly minion, remove it from your adventure deck. We only have 2 gold pieces to spend, so this is 0 cost though. Study break, discover a spell, add it to your adventure deck. It always starts in your hand, as well as friendly smith. Discover a weapon from any class, add it to your adventure deck with +2/+2. So we're going to be recruiting study break and dismissing. I probably want to dismiss Hench Clan Burglar. It's a little expensive for what I'm trying to do right now. Recruit would definitely be on the Cosmic Anomaly. Let's study break and see what we get.
If you heard it here, it's probably true.
Simulacrum. It's Simulacrum because then we can make a bunch of Sorcerer's Apprentices and try and go off like that. So now that we have a lot of access to Sorcerer's Apprentices in our deck, so that's spell cost reduction, what we need is a bunch more spells that generate spells. So things like Kabbalist's Tome in particular would be very important.
I trust you know what's best here, friend.
Yeah, because the body of the Hench Clan Thug doesn't matter to me at all. It's literally just the spell, so it's overcosted for the effect I would be using. Tarkus. Violence begets violence. Tarkus begets a whole lot. Noble Champion. Deal damage to a random enemy minion equal to its attack. Okay. That's going to kill a lot of our Sorcerer's Apprentices, obviously. 3 2s.
Reno versus Tarkus.
We're gonna be rich and save the world. The Nephesset go down a dark path, but so do you.
Guess it's fine so far. More than one Murloc this time. Nope, and it's the worst Murloc. Thank you, game. Oh, more than one Murloc this time. I asked and I received, I guess. Ooh, a 3-mana 5/5 Divine Shield next turn. Neat. Sure, it required 2 energy on that turn, but if we just discount that. Speaking of discounting, we've got the Sorcerer's Apprentice for making our spells cheaper later. And the Simulacrum to get a second.
The light dims, but we fight.
The lion has to go face. The lion still has claws, so we've got to use them on the enemy's face.
Your presence offends me.
Ancestral Guardian. Okay, can I take that out with spells here? Maybe. Sorcerer's Apprentice, Sorcerer's Apprentice. Get that from some more spells. Yeah, never surrender. Okay, I'm gonna go Blessing of Might on you, and then I will remove the chump here. Just because otherwise the enemy is gonna heal like a really significant amount off of it.
This noble blade suits me fine.
It's fine. More than happy to have the enemy swing their own HP away.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Death's Bite for pushing for lethal. Yeah, because I'm not going to be casting it this turn no matter what.
We are everywhere.
You're clearly giving it a God's honest go.
This one does not deserve the power it wields.
Unfortunately, that's still giant debuff there. And the enemy... You don't go for the kill?
I'm at thee, evil one.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try. If enough of them stick and I draw a spell next turn, it's just Archmage burn the enemy. Which also tends to insist that I need to board control here. The enemy might have an AoE, but they seem primarily Paladin based. So it's Consecrate or nothing at that point. Draw a spell. Draw a spell. Draw a spell. Got him. Woo! Get got. Ah, get got.
Here's a hot one. Catch.
Just start killing my own. Two to the enemy's face. Take an extra turn as well, sure. I'm trying to play as many of these spells as possible to... Yeah, I'm burning out my own minions here just for the... Sec. Find one. Just because we still have lethal next turn, but I'm trying to get as much spell damage dealt. Okay. There we go. That's going to be very, very effective. As long as it counted overkills there, that's going to be really effective for unlocking one of those hero powers that we saw at the start. None of those are that good for us. Arcanosaur, Scorch. No, we're not an elemental deck at all. I think we will go Spell Lovers again as well, because we're going to need something like Gadgets and Auctioneer or something that gives us spells from a spell. Like, we need fuel, right? We need gas, and Gadgets and Auctioneer provides that in terms of draw. I've been looking for it in terms of card generation. All Barkeye. Frustrated with just a rifle, All Barkeye has taken up the blade. Desert Warfare. After your hero attacks, add a random hunter card to your hand. So we can't leave them around on the field for too long.
Reno versus All Barkeye.
We're gonna be rich and save the world.
Priorities, bud.
To hunt you, so I hunt.
We'll throw that. We need better minions. Yeah, that'll be fine. Can you ever give me a good Murloc, please? Be nice to have one that's even a 2-1. God. How lucky you'd be to have a 2-1. Still got to be developing the board here. So I've got to remember the Murloc Tiny Fin, if it gets copied by Ancient Reflections, everything will have +2 spell damage. Woo! Thank heck.
Gotcha in my sights.
I might Ancient Reflection this turn. Because then if I draw like any spells, I just blow up the enemy. They're a hunter, so they don't really have that much board control outside of Unleash the Hounds. But they could have Unleash the Hounds. Risking it for the biscuit. Give me spells. Give me spells.
We are everywhere.
Ooh, that's slow at dealing with these.
Big stabber more fun than claws.
Not what I asked for. Not what I asked for. With 2 Sorcerer's Apprentices, I can cheat out a bunch of spells. So now we have +8 spell damage on the board.
Cut through like a big cheesy wheel.
Who you calling cheesy? Can I have some spells? I guess that technically counts.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Wanted, dead or alive. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. Sorry. I just like singing, y'all. I'll bop you.
Cut with big knifey knife. My eyes are open.
My god, thank you. Now I have some spells.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Those two out. I'm just gonna dunk you. Dunk you. You better best believe I'm gonna dunk you. No, not you, Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay. Now I should consider, do I cast 2 more cheap shots to get Time Warp active? I'm not going to. I hope I don't regret it. Because it can only be cast against minions, so I would have had to start killing my own minions there.
I got you good.
On my mark.
Go, go, go! Commando!
this.
You cannot escape us.
I'm clearly not trying to. Yeah. Okay, so Spectral Cutlass does not or rather does consider us to be a mage at the absolute least.
Evil mind.
Doesn't consider us to be a warlock. Not that I expected it to. You got dumpstered? I've run out of water. Usually, if I say something like, I've run out of water, like usually in stream especially, there's a lot of people who will say, hey, we're worried about your hydration, you know, keep hydrating, keep hydrating. It is midday-ish, and I've already finished 2 giant crafts of water. I got the hydration on lock, it's fine, we're all good. Alchemist Stone, after you play an odd cost card, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. We're mainly on 2s. Although, you know, with cost reduction and stuff, that's not consistent. Scroll of Nonsense. Plus 10 spell damage. At the end of your turn, lose 1 spell damage. Oh! I want that. We're rushing down the enemy. At the start of the game, set the attack of each of your minions equal to its health. We'll take Scroll of Nonsense. God, I really wish I just had more damage. Specifically, like, early game damage. Spells.
A little inn. I can recruit some help here.
You can try. So here's our second encounter. With the barkeep. Come on. Give me some interesting choices here.
Here we go. Oh,
Matter
I could
Addict is
use a
incredibly
cold
important.
drink. I don't mind this whole traveling merchant thing. You know, it's kind of quaint.
Add all enemy minions to your adventure deck. They cost 1 less. Cabal, Chemist, it's kind of okay for us. Ghastly Conjurer is really good for us. Medivh is garbage for us. Nomi is garbage for us. You're All Fired removes all of our own minions. Obviously can't do that. Party of 4, discover a minion. Replaces enemy minions with minions of that type. I don't care about any of those enemy minions, so sure. Let's replace them with elementals, because elementals are probably more important for this kind of deck. Still don't really care about any of those. Tell a story. Give a minion +2/+2 for this run. Putting that on Matter Addict is really important so that it actually sticks to the board. And then I can recruit a veteran. Discover a legendary minion, add it to your adventure deck.
Sure know how to pick 'em.
Take a Reformer's late game card. I don't really want to, though. I also don't really want the enemy minions here, so I'm not going to fast food either. So I'll just float the gold. Also, you get 3 gold in your second bar. Good to know. Sinkhole. The best way to avoid a sinkhole is... Oh, it's too late. Shuffle a sand trap into your opponent's deck that swallows cards when drawn. On a 1-cost hero power, so locking the enemy out of the first 2 turns here is going to be really impactful. Really, really impactful.
Reno versus a sinkhole.
Whatever you do, save the treasure from sinking.
Okay. This is going to be good. This is going to be really good. Oh my god, this is going to be incredible! Do I want a second Mana Addict? Because a copy, the lowest minion in your hand, seems like the Mana Addict would be getting real good with that.
Just like you.
So we should get a 2 mana 3/5, hopefully. Ideally, at least. And we did. Lovely. So next time we'll play those out. And then the turn after, we just hopefully have a bunch of spells. A little bit disappointing there. We're going to have difficulty casting as many spells as I would have liked. Getting Mermy there is actually really good. So next turn I can Renos and 2 cheap shots. Give all enemy minions -2 attack this turn, that's fine. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, also fine. Sweet. Removal to removal. Renos that, cast that. Face. Pretty good turn, right? Pretty good turn. So the Sand Trap removes the top 2 cards in my deck. Okay, that's good to know. I'll cast the spell. I'll take Doomhammer for pushing for lethal, I think. So next turn I can Doomhammer Hero Power as well. Enemy's gonna have a lot of battle cries this turn. You got him? Not battle cry. Ooh, sorry about that one, bud. Rushdown is looking much more effective. But we'll see, you know, especially when the enemy has 300 HP. Arcane Blast is obviously incredible here. We just blow up a minion. It gains double bonus from spell damage. So on turn 1, this does 22 damage to a minion. But what we need is something like Mana Cyclone so that we can get a bunch more spells back into the hand, as well as another Clever Disguise. I'm not honestly keen on getting Trade Brent Scallywigs, but it just comes with the rest of the cards, though. Vozu. Hunt the Weak. Deal 1 damage to a minion and gain 1 bonus damage. If it dies, lose all bonus damage. Vozu the Hunter will stop at nothing until his prey is subdued. Alright, Vozu. Neither will I. Let's go.
Reno versus Vozu.
Stay quiet. I'm hunting something. What? A human.
I'll keep Clever Disguise because I keep running out of gas early. I do need maybe some more early game minions. Like having an Arcane Anomaly, the 1 mana 2/1 elemental that after you cast a spell, this gains +1 HP. That would be really good. I'm sure there are other Murlocs. I'm sure. Last I checked, there were other Murlocs in the game.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
So now you want me to Frozen Clone with 2 Tiny Fins on the board and the enemy with the hero power that kills one of them? Nah. So we have to pass this turn. That's tragic.
My pack will hunt you down.
Alright. Let's babble.
I want to cast the spell.
Murder. Nice. I would have liked Cheap Shot for more clear, but with the Fellfire, we should be okay.
This city is ours.
Look at my enemy getting all these 2/1s. Must be nice. Couldn't get reform? The only time you give me good Murlocs is when I almost certainly have to use Fellfire Potion. Thanks. I think we're probably going Blessing the Ancients here.
I talk to myself a lot.
Wait, we're not. Obviously not going Blessing the Ancients. Fish Flinger? Get rid of Fish Flinger. Without getting any apprentices, this is not really useful.
The supreme archaeologist.
Sadly. Alright. Now I can cheap shot the entire enemy board. Good to have. Great. Let's roll myself. I'm losing all this spell damage. We're losing the advantage that we have. Hopefully Oaken Summons get something useful here.
Everything a hunter needs.
Yeah, enemy's not running out of gas, but we are. Christology, 2 1-attack minions from your deck. That would be... Actually, no, Mana Addict is not that anymore.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Let's cast it anyway. Yep, and got nothing from it. It's fine. So we can just cast a Power Overwhelming. Again, enemy gets good unlocks. We can just cast a Power Overwhelming in order to get the quest complete. But I could also just Fellfire Potion if the enemy develops. Yeah, we have to Fellfire Potion. We can't leave Tundra's Rhino on the board. The enemy will have a bunch of beasts in hand that are really worth using for that. So I'll Fellfire Potion and maybe even Frozen Clone here. It's gonna be hard to find a turn where the Time Warp is worthwhile. Why is life so hard? Why did I have to run a burn down deck? These questions and many more. Just gotta get a big minion on the board. Alright. Again, back to you. This deck is overloaded with spells and spell generation, not minions. So it doesn't have any proactive plays. Unless it draws really well. Frozen Clone is not duplicate, Ryan! I thought Frozen... I saw Frozen Throne and I was like, oh, okay, we have duplication, I guess. Bad, bad. Okay, this has to attack face first, just in case that was spell trap. We'll put down you first. Hopefully it's not snipe, but if it is, it's okay. It's fine. Let's get a new turn. So this must trigger on attacking another minion, because that's the only, like, remaining trigger that hasn't been activated. Whoops. Should put down this first, right?
Science overwhelming.
Yeah, that's my bad. Did them in the wrong order. Significantly, in fact. I think I just have to ignore the enemy's board. I think that's the only thing I can really afford to do here.
My life is your shield.
Oh, it could have been Dart Trap as well, so I probably shouldn't have hero powered yet. We'll still have minions on the board, so Power Overwhelming being cast early is not that important. Hopefully that bloke back can't charge. Oh! Better hit the minion. Alright, you're dead. You're dead. Get dead.
A brilliant maneuver.
That was way closer than it needed to be. Number one, misplay of the Frozen Clone. Number two, drafting way too many spells, not enough minions. I'm not really getting off of that many minions, but still. Murky's Battlehorn. Summon 7 minions and give them, Murlocs and give them rush at the end of your next turn. Do it again. We flood the board with our own minions by that time because we have all of the tricky stuff that we do. Amakir the Light. 3 mana, 3/6 minion. After this minion attacks, add 2 random healing spells to your hand. Those are spells, and healing spells are typically from Shaman and Priest, so we're not going to have to worry about them being in the Rogue and Mage classes. In fact, Rogue and Mage exclusively don't have that as a mechanic. Druid as well, I guess. Stone Fox Statue. Choose a minion and add 2 copies of it to your hand that cost 0. I'm going to take Amakir just as an early play, like an early big minion. It's way too late to Old God. Blast Wave, Kabbalah's Tone, Primordial Glyph. Look, we're still not being offered the early game minions that I really need to support this build, but... well, that's what we got, that's what we got.
Plague Lord, one of the sources of all this horror.
The first plague is a Finful Pox. Beware the Lord of Locks. You're immune. After a Murloc dies, lose 3 HP. Okay, so I actually have to kill the Murlocs. Alright. Thought it was just going to be doing face damage myself, but I guess I need the enemy to have as many Murlocs out as possible.
Reno,
And then I need more board control.
Plague Lord of Murlocs.
Who's up for a fish fry?
Does the violence of 1,000 waves not deter you?
No, I'm fine with it. Teebs.
Elise, this thing's a giant! How can we hope to defeat it?
Stay focused. It can't regenerate. Do what damage you can, and we will finish it off later.
Enemy passes. I might develop the Sorcerer's Apprentice. And, I was terrified that they just weren't going to pass that turn and it was going to be real awkward. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a lot of delay now. I guess, you know, Nax is out, so everyone's crashing the servers. Getting another copy of Mana Cyclone's really good, especially while I already have a Sorcerer's Apprentice out on board. So now I need spells. Just give me the spells. Give me the petals. Give me the petals. I'm going to have to attack that unless... oh god, I'm going to have to attack that. Spells! It's a spell technically, but I can't cast a Mana Cyclone after it. Not happily, at least. Alright. You got me.
You cut through us, and we keep coming.
It's a good old Murkai. Unfortunately, I'm obliged to take out these chumps, and I have nothing I can play this turn. I need the mana cyclones later. Having, allowing the Primal Fin's Totem to stay on the board and constantly summon 1/1s that I can just bop for 3 damage to the enemy face probably isn't a bad strat. You know, unless I'm terrified of dying, which I am, so hang on, it's a bad strat. Next turn is probably Fandral and Banana Buffoon, so that I can attack again with the Claw. Ugh! No, that needs to die. Yeah, that needs to die. We can't not kill it. We just die if we don't. Yeah, that's my bad. Did this in the wrong order. Use my weapon as well. Don't Tide Hunter me. No, Tide Hunter Wall Leader me. Please don't Wall Leader me. Board state is terrifying. Okay. Let's... Leyline, reducing the cost of, like, everything. So the Siltfin will actually just draw my enemy a bunch of stuff if I don't kill it here. But also... the Murloc Knights aren't that bad because the enemy's hero power isn't actually inactivatable. That almost certainly goes there. Yeah, I shouldn't be trying to deck out my opponent. Fine. That goes there. Then got a hero power to kill you. Banana, banana. And then I can Mana Cyclone for a bunch of spells back. Deal 5 damage to a minion. If it's frozen, draw a card. Yeah, we'll use that. Move you, and then Ghostlight Angler. Hopefully I get to my extra spell turn. Because we can do so much if we manage to get... Oh, come on! We can do so much if we manage to get there. Fine. Ice Block is obviously incredible for us as well. You didn't get that many good Murlocs this time. Okay. So Primordial hopefully gives me a playable spell. Dragon's Fury. Oh my god. We're using Dragon's Fury right now. Reveal a spell from my deck and deal that much damage to all minions. Fine, that's enough. We still have spell damage +1, right? Oh, +2. Then I'll Fandral and Mana Cyclone. Luna's Pocket Galaxy. I mean, that'll help us do some nutty stuff later. Don't you dare kill me on this. It's okay, we're not dead yet. Operative word being yet. Ice Block and then Greater Arcane. Should I kill something first before I Greater Arcane? No, because I basically need to direct my attacks after the Greater Arcane based on what's hit. Why do you have Rush? I must have played you last turn, I guess? So we've done almost 100 damage here, which seems pretty good. I'd be happy with that. I know I'd be happy with that because I am. Could get a lot of spells with that. Fine. Suck a whole bunch of mage spells out of it. Let's
We did not need them. We have other more suitable champions.
Ethereal Peddler. Get it out of the hands.
A vulgar display of power.
So the enemy's not intangible on their own. You changed hero power, destroy a friendly minion, and summon a scaly golem. I need some kind of a board clear here. That'll help. Oh, will that help? Woo! I don't think we need to Kabbalist's Tome yet. The enemies will do all of their trading first, so playing the Mark Hero is actually garbage here. I'm going to play the Kabbalist's Tome. It will force me to discard the card from my top deck next turn, but it gives me a lot more stuff in hand.
From stone we rise.
Never mind, they did it in the wrong order anyway. Or maybe they're just bringing up their board for a resummon.
What do I do with all these cards?
Not cast them. Clearly. So we still have Ice Block up. I'm gonna mark here Time Warp so that I can start using healing spells here. I'm also gonna ping you. Should I? We need to ping before we trade into these is the thing. Oh, it's buffing my own minions as well. Okay, never mind. It's not that bad. Could have been a lot worse. Okay. So we definitely need to mark here. Wait, hang on. My hand's full. 2 random healing spells to hand. Yeah, we want to do that afterwards then. After what, though? Guess I can play the Mermy. I should probably try and keep a Marker alive as well. Because the healing spells are going to be important. Destroy a minion on a 0 is really powerful. I shouldn't use it here yet. So if Intellect finds... unexpected results. We'll do that. It's more card draw. Not really that I needed that. I really don't want the enemy to have developed board at all here. Because it only takes one buff until they get to get rid of Mark here. That's how we're going to win. Never mind. We got stalled on. Oh! Good clear. Okay, now that we have time, I'm going to Luna's Pocket Galaxy. Draw. In particular, the reason that I want to do... Whoa! Don't you dare remove it! Don't remove it! Don't!
The tide marches on.
Oh!
This
Oh!
is
Really?
ours.
You garbaged up my whole board! I was gonna win with Ancient Reflections! I am so mad. Start with Stolen Weapon, I guess.
Scared to strike us.
Not really. Oh, attack there. Salt Rays. Attack. 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 Giving Power Word Glory and Ancient Reflections to a Rush minion is... sorry, a Rush or a Charge minion is a really good way to heal myself all the way back up. Hopefully the enemy summons a board that I can trade the minions. Non-Murloc enemies, bud. Hopefully they summon a board that I can trade against.
Find your bones.
Yeah, this doesn't count.
What do I do with all these cards?
I think my reticence to cast this is going to cost us more HP than it's going to save us here. Okay. Raise a pedal and just get rid of that. Now officially half of the enemy's HP we've taken out. And we still have an ice block up for the possibility of sudden lethal. It's fine, no charge. No charge. That's fine too. Wasting a lot of the surprise Murlocs there. Oh no, you'll still get the draw, it's fine. At least they don't trigger. Okay. How many of my own minions can I kill here? Weird question to ask, but necessary. I think it's only 2 of them. Yeah, it's only 2 that I can get rid of on my board. And then we just control the rest of the board state, right? So, ping, kill. We should be attacking the face first. That's my bad. I keep forgetting that enemy minions buff my own Merc Eyes. Okay, there goes one of the Merc Eyes. Yeah, we're not going to be able to deck out the opponent because we'll die first. That's a Murkite. It's fine. I still have my HP. I have my HP and I've even got my ice block. Gave me Scargill. Neat. Alright, yeah, we're definitely being overwhelmed now.
That which binds us to this realm.
Okay. Let's attack that there. I got a lot of damage on board. Maybe I do try and deck the enemy out with the Siltfin. No, we're just giving them gas by doing that. So Siltfin needs to die. Again, these Murkites should go face first, Ryan. Face first. Oh my god, that's another one.
Flesh can be weak. We will crush yours.
Yeah, you'll try. Yeah, you refresh your deck whenever you change form. That's what I was worried about. Okay, Murnado, shovel all Murlocs into your deck. After a Murloc dies, reduce this cost by 1. All minions into your deck, rather. Alright, they're probably going to cast that next turn, right? Not too much better that we can do here, I don't think, yet. I don't really want the enemy to kill me, though. As in, I don't want them to pop the ice block this time. Alright. I'm gonna transform you, Razor Petal, strike. Fine.
A Murloc-nado? That is the scariest thing I have
Okay,
ever
now we're
seen.
looking for Archmage Antonidas as soon as we can get it.
Scales. We will tear you apart.
Discard any spells drawn doesn't seem like a great idea for us.
Just like you.
That's good. Fine, I'll still do this because it'll draw an extra card as well. Bye-bye. And that auto casts and still Archmage Antonidas! Woo! Now we need some spells to use with it. That's one.
Hey, pal, trade Prince Galloway here.
I think this is the best setup for the next turn.
Where's my cat?
Summon 5 Murlocs to die this turn game. I mean, I can do that. There's the trigger. Can't top deck anything here as a result of that, unfortunately. I mean, I can clear the board with the Earthquake here, and we might actually have to.
I'm gonna downsize.
It's Murgle, Murgle, Murgle. Not bad results. Obviously, like, we're dead to, you know.
Powers are unbound. Your
That's fine. The enemy taking that turn is actually fine by me. Not what I was planning, but fine. Not what I was planning, though.
What do I do with all these cards?
Okay.
You require my assistance?
Let's get another spell from another class. That seems nice. But in order to cast as many fireballs as possible here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get a Cosmic Anomaly out. We're not going to cast as many fireballs as we can. We'll just get more fireballs for later. I knew I needed to miss order. Ugh! Yeah, I'd ordered that really, really badly, and I might die as a direct result. I should have gone for the summoning effects first. We're dead. Yep, and we deserve it as well. 100% deserve it. Ice Block should have been out in the last turn. I should have gone for the expansion with the Hench Clan. I'm really, really, really sad about that because I was on the way to one-shotting in the first. That's completely fine, though. They're meant to be hit over multiple times, but...
Tipped in our favor.
Everyone, regroup. If we damage the Plague Lord a little every time, we will eventually triumph.
Okay, we unlocked the... Yeah, deal 250 damage with the spell, and we've dealt 50 damage in order to get Rene's Magical Torch. We also get Rene's Crafty Lasso. Excellent. So we've got a lot to work with. We've got a lot to work with in the next episode. My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game? It's been Hearthstone. Specifically Tombs of Terror. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. So there's going to be a link in the description down below to all of my content on Hearthstone, past, present, and future. Especially here on the first episode of a new series. If you do click like, that's nice and good, and it helps me. And let me phrase it like this. If you did like the video, please click like. It does help get my content out to new people. And hopefully we'll see you next time.